Baby. Hey. I'm going live for a little while, okay? I would say good morning for me, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So good afternoon, Internet family. Alright, what can I say? I totally didn't even realize that yesterday was my anniversary until Jeff said something, and it was like after the stream. So nothing. Alright, what can I say? I totally, today's Wednesday. Didn't even realize that yesterday was my anniversary until Jeff said something. Maybe I should start dating the streams. That way, with like people end up watching it later, I can get on that one. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. May 2025. Maybe I should start dating these streams. That way, with like people end up watching it later, like some AI bot ends up watching. Thanks for the background sound effects. Humanity was like, sorry. And thanks for the background sound effects, love. Out of wheat bread, machine sandwich. Wonderful, Simon Jackson. Part of your streams. That's so relaxing. And I put it in a George for me. So what's up with me? I didn't have any aluminum foil wrap on it. I made a panini, and I can't reuse any of it. Out of wheat bread and sandwich meat and cheese. And I just dropped it on here. Like I just got thrown back into the stone age having to write. And I put it in a Georgia family on paper. So what's up with me? I didn't have any aluminum foil right now. I have all of this printed, and I can't reuse any of it. There's some form of defiance that grows within me, and I don't know where it comes from or where I learned this defiance. My first instinct is to go write it down, but it is so detrimental to my well-being. And I catch this like years later. There's some form of defiance that grows within me, and I don't know where it comes from or where I learned this defiance. But it is so detrimental to my own well-being. And I catch this like years later. Like, I don't know what it is when I realize, oh shit. If somebody tells me to do it, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I'm flat out like, so. Not really, I don't say that. But like, I don't know, it's just if somebody else tells me to do it, there's this part of me that's just like, okay, I don't know what it is it about, like I said, completely for my if somebody tells me to do it, and I don't want to do it until like I'm flat out like, fuck you. Not really, I don't say that. But like, I don't know, it's just if somebody else tells me to do it, I know what the problem is. There's this part of me that's absolute so, and it could be something, like I said, completely for my betterment. And I don't recognize it until like if at all, and realize that pretty much everything that's ever gone wrong in my life is my fucking fault. I'm laughing, but it's horrible because I know what the problem is. The problem's me. So, so what are you gonna do about this? Square up. So yeah, at some point in your life, you're gonna have to square up with yourself and realize that I already have is using my new account, which I went back to my maiden name 2023. I told him to take it away. I just wanted to get an account on here that was something that I could work with. Since I'm not married again, and since I'm not married again yet, when I got divorced, I never changed the original name. When I got divorced, I never changed. Going back to my maiden name, and I was just going back to my maiden name around this and trying to get listing. Get something around this, like, I don't know, but I can't get it out. It's black listing. Y'all might want to look up some kind of your own bullshit. I don't know, but I can't get it out. So, y'all might want to look up your own scores and your own records. Anyway, again, I did not know I was blacklisted. Ivy and everything. But anyway, and it's a common website. I did not know that I was blacklisted, and until I came here and Jeff looked it up. Well, I guess I could say it. Baby, what was the name of that one? It's a common website. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's a common website. And for some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, it was like a background check kind of thing. But I mean, I already did my own background check. Like, baby, what was the name of that one? And there wasn't anything on there. I paid my own life or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway. Now, mind you, I probably didn't pay. Yeah, it was like a deep enough report check kind of thing. But I mean, I already did my own background. This website, like a year and a half ago, and there wasn't anything on there. I already know I have a class 1 misdemeanor. Like, I paid the $40 to do the background check. I knew that. And mind you, I probably didn't pay enough as far, and I know that I've left jobs. Evidently, got fired from jobs and stuff like that. So, evidently, unfortunately, it feels exactly have the best information. I've done a lot of bad shit before. Now, I already know I have a class 1 misdemeanor, and because of Trump, I'm experiencing the adult version. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of this, I knew that was an issue, but as far, and I know that I've left jobs. Yeah, I'm starting to see more of that. So, the repercussions. Unfortunately, like, I don't exactly have the best. I've done a lot of bad shit in my life. And maybe it's just my awareness. I'm experiencing the adult version of. So I'm just trying to find. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of the stuff, thinking outside the box, trying to. So. Continue. Yeah, I'm starting to see more of really when the repercussion for things that I've done in the past coming back on me now, or than I ever had blacklisted. So, and maybe it's just my awareness of So I'm just trying to find a way, thinking outside the box, of trying to continue life. Trouble. Really, when we are faced with brick walls. Or get blacklisted. It's a survival tactic, yes. We have situations where things are taken away from us, or so we end up having are faced with a situation. That you can't. It's really imperative for us to continue. It's a survival tactic, yes. You have to try to look outside how to thrive. But a lot of times, people look outside and they automatically go to the things that are illegal. So, because it's the easiest when you are faced with a situation, which I've done before, you just keep hitting your head against. And I have learned from you have to try to look outside that. But a lot of times, people when they look outside, it never fucking works. They automatically they say that to you, illegal. It doesn't, because you end up losing more in the long run than you do, which I've done before. To be honest. So what I've learned, and I have learned from that, you can find the loopholes, but they have to be never fucking works. I mean, they say that to you. Now with all these laws changing, you end up losing more in the long run. You're gonna have to try to find a new way to make things work. So what I've learned is that. And you're gonna have to. You can find the loopholes, but they have to be legal to find. And the thing is, now with the laws changing, you're gonna have to try to find a new way to make things work. For the future, and you're gonna have to use your imagination. I'm calling on you to use your imagination to find new ways. It is. To the future, all of us. So, my mind does that a lot. So
You know?
Let's move into the camera. So I guess I can. Come on now. I keep saying my face. I know it's some kind of like sense. So, as you guys know, I change up the morning routines. I changed up the social. As you guys know, I did change up the morning routine. More time. I changed up the socials as far as the PDF goes. The time behind I did give more time to focus on those because I wasn't allowing the time behind the scenes of building out. Sites, I'm probably gonna group those. So you guys can. As far as like seller sites, I'm probably gonna group those. So you guys. But overall, the main premise is that you're covering all your bases, just even if it's a light touch. But overall, the main premise is that you're covering all your bases, just even if it's a light touch during the course of the day. Even if you take literally 1 minute. House tours today is you have 15 minutes tidy for your whole house. House tours today is living room and 15 minutes tidy for the whole house. Okay. If you see something out of place, so just tidy up your living room and 15-minute tidy. That's the biggest thing. If you see something out of place, when my kids were younger, put it in a ticket. That's the biggest thing. Empty hamper to each room and like take out whatever was not supposed to be in that room and put it in the living room and then sort it out to the rooms. So yeah, at least for me, real quick, go through. When my kids were younger, I would have to take a hamper, an empty hamper, to each room and like take out whatever was not supposed to be in that room, whatever doesn't belong in that room, and put it in the living room and then sort it out to the rooms. It doesn't take long. It's just literally like 15 minutes. So yeah, just real quick, go through, grab you a hamper, and you keep up doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you notice that something's out of place, just quick do it, and pick up whatever doesn't belong in that room. So it doesn't take long. It's just literally like 15 minutes. Just go through usually if you do a 15-minute tidy, and then when you keep up doing that, I mean, don't get me wrong. When you deep clean, today is Work It Out Wednesday. So prep and plan. I am going to work in Canva. But for those of you who today on the workout plan for this next week, one of the options that I did have was that I could utilize this app. I personally don't have an account. I mean, I do. I personally don't have an account anymore. I mean, I do. They keep charging me. Actually, refusing to close and refusing to pay. So we're kind of actually 3 accounts that they're refusing to close and refusing to pay. So we're kind of oh well. Just keeps going. I know it's really bad for you not to pay on your bills and shit like that. Oh well. I know it's really bad for you not to pay on your bills and shit like that. Not to clear it out, but I've already contacted corporate first. The time when I signed them up, and most of the processing went to the home office. They said, I have to be there. And I think that's bullshit since it's how my daughter doesn't even know this a lot. She was like, and the time when I signed them up, most of them were minors. So, what was I doing? I was looking for point of contact. Hell, my daughter doesn't even live in the same. She lives like 30 minutes away. Anyhow. What was I doing? Oh, I was looking for plant for a second. Do you think I have... Do you have to have any plant? Evidently, you can be just in some years and then class like is 15 years old. Yes. And you can also pre-register for a high school summer class. Free strength programs on the Planet Fitness app. Month. I don't know. Am I making like log in? Evidently, going through to 24 hours. Oh, it's making me class like is 15 years old. My phone is in there. And you can also pre-register for a high school summer class. Oh, yeah. So workout programs on the Planet Fitness app. Part of that is the meal planning, which we do on Tuesdays. Might. I don't know. Might make me log in. So, it's making me delete. Jeff and I haven't my phone is inundated with it. It's mostly memes. We both kind of want to lose 30 pounds. So workout. I was thinking. Now, granted, part of that is the meal planning, which we do on days, which I did yesterday. So Jeff and I haven't officiated it, but we both kind of want to lose 30 pounds. I need low sugar. So I was thinking, now granted, men's workouts, so what I could do is I could look at low sodium food and like protein and low sugar diet. Do not, right? He has to have low sodium. I know y'all. I need low sugar diet. So start, right? So what I could do is I could get low sodium, low sugar diet. I've never been one, right? Don't get me wrong. I know y'all loves like that diet. Chai seeds, old fashioned milk, oats, blackberry syrup, cucumber salad sandwich, white bean soup, Japanese pesto pasta, zoodles. I've never been one that's been really good. Spinach and mushroom bites, durian flax smoothie, chai seeds, old fashioned milk, oats, blackberry syrup, almonds, carrot cake, energy bites, cucumber salad sandwich, peppers, white bean soup, Japanese pesto pasta, zoodles with salmon, white beans, spinach and mushroom egg bites, durian flax smoothie, chopped salad, chicken, green chipotle dressing. Can't eat avocado. Spice couscous stuffed pepper. First of all, it tastes like soap. Second of all, the texture. And third of all, my stomach is like, fuck you. Shrimp tacos with no cream. Like my stomach will literally feel like it's hard to eat avocado. Get rid of it. Like, first of all, it tastes like soap. I tried avocado with. Second of all, the texture is like a chipotle bowl or something. And third of all, my stomach is like never again. I got so sick. No, either that or I'm allergic to it. I don't know. Like my stomach will literally feel like it's hardening just to get rid of it. The weird thing is I can eat them now. Gross. Anyway, I tried avocado with but now I guess I think it was like a chipotle bowl or something like. Oh, it makes sense. Never again. Never again. I got so sick. Spicy. Either that or I'm allergic to it. I don't know. Because I was allergic to mangoes growing up. But the weird thing is I can eat them now. I was allergic to bees growing up. But now if I get stung by one, I don't add salt to a lot of stuff. Make it make sense, right? He has something that's called no salt. So spicy cabbage, slaw, lemon, or roasted tomatoes. I mean, your body has to have some level of salt in it, right? For the most part, it's a mineral. It's supposed to be in your body. I don't add salt to a lot of stuff. He has something that's called no salt. So it's just low. Not a no salt, it's low. I mean, your body has to have some level of salt in it. So it's a now since it's supposed to be in your body back those sugars, and you have to replace it. So we have electrolytes. I used to count to 6 when I would put sugar in my coffee. So it's just low, or like not a no salt. And so, now I cut it back. I I subconsciously
now, since I've been trying to cut back on the sugars,
I also stopped drinking.
I used to count to 6 when I would put sugar in my coffee,
which I was prone to putting
or like in anything. And now I cut it back. I made subconsciously and purposefully cut it back to 3 at first. That's the first thing I put sugar in.
I also stopped
drinking a whole bunch of coffee, which I was prone to putting a lot of sugars.
Pretty much until I lost weight.
Wait, actually, let me check. I'll tell you exactly. Don't get me wrong, I made sweet milk right now, but that's the first thing I put sugar in a long time. Maybe like a week. I don't. Pretty much until I lost weight. Wait, actually, let me check. I'll tell you exactly how much I did.
Shocking, almost 5 pounds.
So, all right. So I'm 217 right now, today, this moment, at 1:19 p.m. And so, in order for me to, all right.
Let's just say
nicely that I want to lose 10 pounds a month.
Right? That
seems like
oh, that's
no. Have you ever carried around a 5-pound bag of sugar, like in the store? Like you just got it, in the store, and you're just like, oh, like you just wander around. You just got it, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna wander around. Anyway, just do that one day. Just go into the store. Or grab something. Do that 5 pounds. Just go into the store, gym. I don't know. Grab something that's 5 pounds. Go to the gym. I don't know, and carry it with you, and see how long you can carry that in your arm. I mean, you're gonna switch arms. I promise you. And see how long you can carry that in your arm. Imagine that 5 pounds. I mean, you're gonna switch arms. The pressure that it's putting. I promise you. So the pressure it's putting on your organs. Imagine that 5 pounds on your body. Granted, the pressure that it's putting on your bones, the pressure it's putting on your organs, the health issues and risks that you're putting yourself. I'm looking to be. Granted, I know 5 pounds more fit and healthier, and if I lose weight along the way, but that's great. But I also need. I do have a purpose. I do want to lose weight, but it's not my primary goal. And healthier. My primary goal. If I lose weight along the way, I can do whatever I want. That's great, as much as. But I also need to. I do have a purpose, even though I do want to lose weight, but it's not my primary goal. I understand that my primary goal is to be healthy. I'm not going to go crazy with it and just go take a whole bunch of diet pills and. Granted, I could do that. I could be 30 pounds by the end of the month. If I wanted to. Even though I want to lose 30 pounds. And starve myself, just drink water. I understand that I'm not going to go I've gotten to the crazy with it and a day. And I got down to 209. Just go take a whole bunch of diet pills. That was because it was granted, I could do that. I could be 30 pounds by the end of the month. If I wanted to. So I don't want to starve myself. I want to starve myself, just drink her as much as I can. So, I've gotten to the point where I only had an apple a day. And I got down to 209. His plan, but that was because I had no other choice. But we had the same goal. So we may go about it differently, but we're both wanting to get to. So, I don't want to starve myself. I want to be healthy as much as I can. I could look up. I want Jeff to be healthy also. I don't want it to just be me. Because if we're both going into this, then his 3 months. Plan might be different than mine, but we have the same goal. To be nice about it. So we may go about it differently. But you can make that a goal. We're both wanting, like I said, starting June 1st, we're looking at the next 6 months. So if I could look up 30 pounds in 3 months, what if I lost 60 pounds in 6 months? Let's just say in 3 months. To be nice about it. If you end up losing more than that. But you can make that a goal. And like I said, starting June 1st, we're looking at the next 6 months. But if I want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months, what if I lost 60 pounds in 6 months? Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a crash.
I've lost a lot more than that in 3 months.
But I do.
Granted, I had a car accident and I lost organs, but
I don't like
and I was in ICU.
but especially when I look in the mirror. And yeah,
at the same time,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a crash diet. So but I do want to. So there's a part of me that's I don't like the way,
and then the other,
mostly of me is sometimes, like, you know what I mean. Especially when I look in the mirror. But and I know I've talked about losing weight before. At the same time, I'm super proud of myself. So, but my brain. The past 6 months. So there's a part of me that's just like, ew. With a lot of pressure. Mostly of me is consistent. In going, you know what I mean? But and I know I've talked about losing weight before. I've talked about going again. So, but for the past 6 months, I have been consistent the past 6 months with a lot of pressure. Now, granted, consistent. I don't in going to the gym every day. And Jeff was telling me a lot of it has to do with the food that you eat. Again, so that's for your ice cream. So I have been consistent the past 6 months in going to the gym and working out. Now, granted, I don't see the results of that. Right? Chocolates. And Jeff was telling me a lot of it has to do with the food that you eat. Again, which is true. I eat a lot of shit. In my mind, it's almost like I eat a lot of ice cream. I eat a lot of carbs. Tons of sugar. Because the foods that I'm eating, chocolates, are too candy, stuff like that. I cut a lot of that out again. And not so much calories, but in my mind, it's almost like I have to go back to because the foods that I'm eating, and that's something that we have to really think about, are too rich. I know you guys hear all the time calories. And whatever, and not so much calories, but in stuff that I don't want, stuff that's gonna make me sick. I know that it's for my betterment, or possibly even kill me long term. And no, there's no guarantee. And that's something that we have to really think about. I know you guys hear all the time. But in the meantime, we can do some preventative health, whatever, and then we get that defiance in our mind. I don't want to hear that, even though I know it's good for me. I haven't done that for the past 43 years. I know that it's for my betterment. So, and of course, I've got to come into this right when I'm going into it. And no, there's no guarantee. So, live the long life. We all know that. But in the meantime, we can do some preventative measures that we can try. So, calculator to lose weight. And I haven't done that for the past 43 years. So, and of course, I've got to come into this right when I'm going in. Right? So, I just want to calculate this. I'm not happy with that. I'm already getting mood swings. Mood swings like fucking hell. Alright, so, calculator to lose weight. And I think it says hit your goal in 6. How much weight would you like to lose? Oh, that's a sponsored thing. Oh, don't be asking me. I just want to calculate this. Don't click on reverse health. Evidently, it's not. Mind you, I'm 5'4". How much weight would you lose? Oh, don't be asking me a bunch of shit. Best way to lose 30 pounds in 3 months is eating right and exercising. Don't click on reverse health. Evidently, it's not. A calorie deficit, low calorie diet, or a very low calorie diet. Gremlins, right? Best way to lose 30 pounds in 3 months is eating right and exercising. Pick a practical and effective workout plan. At the same time, you should focus on either a calorie deficit. So that's what I mean about like, low calorie diet or a very low calorie. Literally, all I was doing was like maybe sharing a bagel once 4 days, like eating an apple a day. Whatever I could get a hold of. So, but I was physically doing things. And so that's what I mean about, like, I don't know how. I was homeless. Literally all I was doing was, like, maybe sharing a bagel across 4 days.
I was able to get through that.
Like eating an apple a day, whatever I could get a hold of. So, but I was physically doing things.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't know how.
It's like that's the only thing you want to do is just eat.
But
if anybody's ever been in any kind of isolation,
I was able to get through that. Granted, when I came here, all my weight came back, but but yeah. Anyway. It's because when you get around food again, it's like that's the only thing you want to do is just eat. If anybody's ever been in any kind of isolation, at some point, I did have some health on my phone. Even if it's just social isolation. Re-adding things that I deleted. Say that sometimes fast. So, okay. At some point, I did have Samsung Health on my phone during the course of the day. I go through these things, so that way it's all I add and delete things. Re-adding things that I deleted. So when I go to reward myself with my last week, let's see. I'm trying to minimize things all about it, right? During the course of the day. So that way it's all like my brain is like whatever it is that's it's addicted to sugar. So when I go to reward myself in the spiritual realm, people consider that to be a demon. I'm going to be all about it, right? It's going to be the best thing on the planet because my brain is like an addict. It's addicted to sugar. It's wanting that all the time, every single day. In the spiritual realm, people consider that to be a demon. That sugars, that's why you see most gaming or computer-related or electronic-related food items, they say they're all saturated in preservatives, sugars, salts. You're gonna have a lot of chemicals in there that that sugars. That's why you see most gaming or computer-related or electronic-related food items are all saturated in preservatives, sugars, salts. That's why they always say if you get a bag of, you're gonna have a lot of chemicals in there that are prolong the lifespan of the food. It does not make that food better by any means. Even keep paying attention to what you're eating, sprayed with a chemical and what that food actually that's why they always say if you get a bag in Europe, I think it is, so somewhere overseas, then you can rinse off the chemicals, maybe if you're lucky. That food is only allowed to have 4 fucking ingredients in it, so and they have to be paying attention to what you're eating. I think it's like as natural and what that food actually is. They don't even have dyes. In Europe, I think it is, or somewhere overseas, they only have a 4 ingredient long. That food is only allowed to have 4 fucking ingredients in it, and they have to be like as to how I think it's like as natural as possible or some shit like that. But they don't even have dyes in their food. They don't have how much like certain chemicals, just like radiation. If you look at the ingredients list from overseas all different angles, especially in America, you would be absolutely. I can literally feel in my head as to how much chemicals when electronics are on, how much plastic. And I'm sure that if we eat, have like a how TV much on in another room, like just radiation that we give ourselves. You know that TV is on all different angles. And granted, even if it's not making any sound, I can literally feel like in my head the pressure, right? When taking time in nature, and I'm sure that if you have like a TV on in another, highly suggest being very picky. You'll know that TV is on. Okay. Even if it's not making any sound, safe. Even though they say there's some kind of like energy water. There are water testers. So taking time in nature, flushing your system, and I highly suggest being very picky about your fucking water. Okay. Tap water is not always safe, right? Even though they say it is. So I know test your water. States in the United States, there are water testers at the store. I highly suggest experiencing sediment, if not really toxic. We had a letter from the city telling us about galvanized pipes being toxic for those who do not have access to in our pipes. I know what that's like right now, and it sucks. So I know for a fact that there are states in the United States that are experiencing sediment, if not really toxic water coming out of their pipes. Most likely, Nestle's going to win that water. And for those who do not have access to water, if they're not going to do it, I know what that's like. On the ground, and it sucks. They're going to get a water contract from the filtration. It's quite possibly the worst feeling that you will have. It pulls the water from the air. And unfortunately, most likely, Nestle's going to win that water. Nestle's going for the rights of all water. If they're not going to do it with the water that's on the ground, they're going to get a water contract from the filtration systems that they just created that pulls the water from the air and space itself. And really, so just be aware of that. Nestle's going for the rights of all water. There's water and air rights that are the last that are available right now, other than space itself. And so yes, be very picky. Really, water. Want any sort of freedom. I started drinking spring water. Financially, it was a better choice because we were buying bottled water, and I know it's still in a plastic container, but unfortunately, that's only makes sense. So yes, be very picky about your water. I started drinking spring water. Financially, it was a better choice because we were buying bottled water, and I know it's still in a plastic container, but unfortunately, that's only when it comes. So at least the one that is. So until they make like I don't know period of time something not toxic, they know that transport in. So if you notice, and that's how most of us feel right now. It's like, oh well, I don't have much foods that are really bad for you. Are the cheap to get this, and this because that's the only thing that I feel is going to satisfy me for whatever. If you're eating healthier foods, they know that. In yourself, which is what you're eating. So if you notice, all of the foods that are really bad for you are the cheapest. But like I said, if you're eating healthier foods and you're investing in yourself, which is what you're eating, would have been blowing away. You don't realize that bad food you actually eat almost 3 times more of because it's not satisfying. You're literally creating an addiction in your brain. And if you're mindful saying, no, we need nutrients. Only buying eat more that nutrients, but we're missing the nutrient away, which you don't realize. So that bad food you actually eat almost 2 times more, especially because it's not satisfying. You're literally creating an addiction in your brain, and your brain is saying, no, we need nutrients. You have no idea. Eat more nutrients, but we're missing the nutrient part. Okay. I don't know how many times I've done this with my husband, my kids, to eat more of the junk, and especially if you're so. I'll put food in front of them; they'll just eat it. They have no idea what you're playing a video game. You're blind. They're not even looking at me. They don't even know I exist. They just know, okay, food. You have no idea what you're eating. Somebody could put something in front of you. Is you're paying attention. So I don't know how many times I've done this with my husband, my kids, or ex-husband. It's all gonna lie into place. I'll put food in front of them; they'll just eat it, and they have no idea what the fuck it is. These are things that they're not even looking at me. They don't even know I exist. They just know, okay, food has entered the room. And my mom's vegan. She kept trying to push that whole vegan. Being aware of what you're eating, it's all gonna lie into place with each other. And absolutely, these are things that we all know that we've all been told our whole lives. But me included. And my mom was vegan. She kept trying to push that whole vegan thing on me. Like, nah, Mom. I still eat meat. I will never stop eating meat. I needed time from the last time I just. But. So I needed time for the interviews that are happening. When that loop cycles again. When that drop off happens again. And I literally can't remember. I needed time from the last time I just said this. And I'm maybe you guys got off. I needed time for the interviews that are happening. But as you get older, things change. When that loop cycles again. You start to realize things about when that drop off happens again. And I literally can't remember about yourself. maybe you guys unfortunately yes, your brain changes as you maybe you guys can microplastics is the number one cause as you get older things change that you start to realize things about your life and about the world around you that you never did before and about yourself. And unfortunately, yes, your brain changes as you maybe just because you had trauma because of the accident. Maybe microplastics is the number one cause of brain fog. Maybe it's a personality disorder. Maybe it's and it's getting worse every single day. Okay. Maybe mind you, this may not be my situation. Maybe it was because I had trauma because of the accident. Maybe this has been going on since the beginning of this. And I have those. Maybe it's a personality disorder. Maybe it's a mental disorder. I hope that you can help me with whatever you want to call it. Okay? Because I know one day, maybe you can help me. I'm not going to with this. Help me understand it. And it scares the shit out of me. Because this world isn't going to that when I forget things, and I have those moments and lapse of forgetfulness. I hope that you can help me remember that it's unlike anything else in the universe. Because I know one day, someone drew it. I'm not going to. Because and it scares the shit out of me. It makes me so because this world isn't going to be for us to live in. And I don't want to forget about it. This life is a human experience that is unlike anything else in the universe. Someone drew it. Sorry. Let's get rid of that energy. Whenever things get heavy for me, I clap my hands really loud. I don't know why I do that, but it snaps me out of that thought process and that energy. So this way, sorry. Let's get rid of that energy. You know what I mean? Whenever things get heavy for me, I clap my hands really loud. Scare away the bad vibes. I don't know why I do that, but it snaps me out of that thought process and that energy. So this way, I can get back on track and get out of that vibe. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to make a loud noise to scare away the bad vibes. Even if it means to get up in the morning and start screaming the whole head off. Right, so that hurts. Back to what we were saying. So just keep the timing on it. Okay. Whenever I say that, check the timing. We're going to start screaming in the city. Problems with it. And I want to know if anybody else experienced it. So I'm kind of doing back to what we were saying. So just keep the timing on that. Whenever I say that, check the timing. How many minutes is it? Because there's a loop, there's a cycle that happens. And I want to know if anybody else experiences it. I'm kind of doing like a self-experience. So I'm going to pull up the candle and go into the workout routine page and building a PDF. Because you guys are going to work along with me. I would love for you guys to build something of your own. Create something. I want you to use your mind. I really want you to dig back into that childhood wonder and stay there for a minute. And just allow yourself to be okay for a few minutes. Just take a crayon and put it on a piece of paper for a while. Work it out Wednesday. Work it. Weekly workouts. It already has filled in sections. Okay, so it has Monday. Okay, Mondays. And then Monday it says strength. It already says strength training, upper body, warm ups, push ups, press, bent over rows, dumbbell shoulder press. And then it has another section, a whole other side to it. Allows for you to fill in whatever else you're doing or whatever your stats are or whatever. So Tuesdays cardio, warm up, running or brisk walking, cool down. which I do all of these every single time I go there. So well, not push-ups. I don't do push-ups. Strength training, lower body warm-up, squats, lunges, and deadlifts. No, I don't do that. But I do for legs. Lower body legs. I do the hip abduction. Whatever that like kick fast thing is. I don't know what it's called. And treadmill. And I want to start doing the squats and lunges. It's just my knees been killing me lately. My right knee specifically. And watching Jeff with his knee problems, I don't want that. So I'm going to baby my knees as much as possible. So highly suggest your knees and your back are your two main like bone structure parts. Okay, other than your skull. So the rest of it, but your knees and your back. So Thursday is flexibility and core, warm up, plank, Russian twist, and bicycle crunches. Strength training on Friday, full body, warm up, deadlifts, bench press, your knees and your back. Lat pull downs I do every time I go. That's a problem. So Thursday is flexibility and core, warm up, plank, Russian twist, and bicycle crunches. Hold up a shelf or something. I don't know. Strength training on Friday, full body. Work out one muscle too much. Bench press, pull-ups, or lat pull downs. Lat pull downs I do every muscle, and that's a problem. You end up accidentally become a bodybuilder. Shoulder muscles back here that could probably, I don't know, hold up a shelf or cardio. I'm sorry. When you work out one muscle too much, Sunday is rest. All right, and it's the wrong. So if not every day, then every other day. We will have some form of workout on there. And like I said, for the past 6 months, pretty much every other day. For the most part. Some of those days we're together. Some of those days we're apart because I promised to go one day. 6 months. 6 months. So the problem is that once I start doing this, I'm gonna start smelling every fucking food and every bit of sugar and watch every food ad that there is in existence. It's all coming in my face. I'm repelling it. So when you repel something away from your life, usually it tends to come back harder. So you have to choose to keep it. Either keep repelling it or allow it to come back. The choice is yours, right? So right now I'm trying to repel all the wonderful things in the world. The sugars and mainly the sugars. If I can cut back on the sugars, I think that would help me tremendously. And this isn't really that hard. For me. I can, like I said, I can always go back into that homeless mindset. But that's not what I want to do. I've already elevated past that. I have mentally elevated past. Okay, I'm no longer struggling. Now I need to thrive. I'm like right here. Right? I'm just able to put my nose above water. And I can smell the air. I can smell the world around me. You know what I mean? All the opportunities and all the things that are available in this wonderful world that we live in. And at the same time, I love the idea of the struggle. I can choose to struggle and live in the struggle, or I can choose to live in the struggle and struggle to get out. Which struggle am I choosing? Am I struggling and staying in it? Am I struggling to get out, or am I struggling to get out of it? Difference, and I hope that you see difference, and I hope that you see that in people that are around you. I hope you see the people who are struggling and stay still. Versus the people who are struggling and want to fall. Because there's a lot. You can't help somebody if they don't want to help themselves. And like I've said before,
start with yourself.
You have to start with yourself. If you're not willing to help yourself, then no one is going to be willing to help you. No one's going to come save you. No one's going to come save you. Care when you cry. You have to do it. This is your life. You have to make decisions. And yes, as you go along, you're going to get worse. You're going through certain circumstances, and shit's going to feel like it's getting harder. And it's piling on top of each other, and I can't do it. And I don't know what to do. Sometimes there's a period of our life that we really don't know what to do, and we have to rely on other people. There comes a time when you start realizing all of the goodness that was given during that struggle is something that you can give to the world, and it's something that you can give to yourself. And you need to give it to yourself so you can give it to the world. And if you end up having a workout routine that works good for you, or you lose weight, or you do whatever it is that you want with the eating it. I want to see it. I want to see the progression. I want to see some of everybody succeed. So, I don't know. I don't know what the machines are called, so I don't know what these are. Hey. Excuse me. Hey. What is a dumbbell bench press? Okay. Bent over rows? The same workout, right? Okay, I don't want to keep doing the same workout. I want to focus on a different area. Because I keep working out the same area, and it's not what I want to do. Those are the areas I don't want to work. Well, the hip abductions I do because I'm not good. Anyway. So, but yeah. This is going to be flat and only fluffy in one area, and I only work one muscle, right? Because there's multiple muscles, and one muscle works in certain areas. So, alright, so I'm going to adjust this. I never do a warm-up. I literally walk into the gym and just start doing, like, hip abductions. Like a fucking savage, evidently. Because I don't want to feel my hips when I get overwhelming. But, so, like, I'll do, like, lats, kickback, whatever the machine's called. And then I'll come over and I'll do a little twist machine, right? Then, I go to, usually I would go to the sit down. Then, I go to, usually I would go to the sit down. I guess it's a sit down instead of sit up. I used to go to the leg machine press. But I don't do that anymore. And then I used to go to the leg press. But I don't do that anymore because my knee. I noticed since I started doing that, my knee was like, but I do go to the lat pull downs. So yeah, and then I go to, but I do go to the lat pull downs, push down, and then I go to, and then I go to treadmill. This machine that like you push down. Probably not working out areas that I need to. I'm like listening to myself. Probably not working out areas that I need to. I'm like listening to myself talk and explain this out loud. And it's like, and then I'm trying to identify which muscles I'm working on. And it's like every other muscle, and it's back here. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. And it's back here. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. And those are all the areas that I want to work. So maybe let's look in Pinterest. for the back. Bent over row, which he was just telling me about, which is like where you're like bent over row, which he was just telling me about, which is like where you're like leaning over and you're going like this. No weights by back legs. No weights by back legs. So going back to the tonetics video that I was telling you about. So going back to the tonetics video, it's a full body like 80s 90s workout video. I'm obsessed with. It's a full body like 80s 90s workout video that I'm obsessed with. It's in the about me section, so go look it out.
Or you can Google it.
Interesting. So I think it's like a cosmetology. Cosmopolitan tonetics. I think it's like a cosmetology video. It's on YouTube. Cosmopolitan tonetics video, workout video. It's on YouTube. Targeted arms exercises. Is there such thing as targeted working out? I mean, it seems like it's working out for my fucking shoulders. Targeted arms exercises. Is there such thing as targeted working out? I mean, it seems like it's working out for my fucking shoulders. 10 kneeling reversed pose. It is a Pinterest thing. Reverse. 10 plan for beginners. Oh, it's fun. Oh, it is a Pinterest page. The first search page. Alright, so tricep extensions, deltoid raise, one arm side push-ups, tricep push-up, Pilates overhead press, and tricep dip. I usually don't go past the first search page. Along with the squat, so I might actually do that. Tricep extensions, deltoid raise, so one arm side push-up, tricep push-up, Pilates overhead press, and tricep dip. I'll put the dip. Instead of dumbbell shoulder press, replace that with just tricep dips, I think. Oh wait, that's not it. Tricep dips is awkward. That's where you put your arms behind. You and try to do a push-up from behind you. That's weird. I don't know that your wrists would allow me to do that. What's the one where you squat down and then you lift the ball up above your head? What's the one where you squat down and then you lift the ball up above your head? And you squat down with it? Yeah, it's like you have a ball on you lift the kettleweight up above your head and you squat down with it and then you lift it up. Yeah, you lift the kettleweight up above your head and then you squat back down to the ground. I don't know. Awesome. A squat with an overhead lift. Okay. 8 to 10 squats or overhead lifts with an overhead lift. Okay. So when you go back in the camera, write squats or overhead lift. Squats or overhead lift. Not confident with that yet. My left shoulder will be like, no. That's when we're laying on the thing and you have two free. We're building out a workout.
Lots of fun. It's great to diet control and do some things like you're doing now. But a lot of it,
Well, I'm saying the workouts that I'm doing right now are targeting areas that I don't want to work on.
like what?
Like back here. I don't want to work. The workouts that I'm doing right now are targeting areas that I don't want to work on. And under here. Like back here. And in my thighs. More down here. Fatty deposit areas. And under here. And here. And in my thighs. The fatty deposit areas. I don't have any hips. I mean, I might get some saddlebags. I don't have any hips. I might get some saddlebags, varicose veins, and wrinkles. I already have cellulite and varicose veins and wrinkles and gray hair. I just dyed it. About to eat something to drink again. I have to go back and rewatch it just so I can listen to what he said. Because I heard what he said from my brain. So diet, cardio. So, alright. So. See, I do all this stuff every time I'm there. And I've been slowly building the poundage because of my accident, I had a lot of surgery in my stomach. Previous to that, I had several C-sections. So I have a lot of scar tissue in my stomach area. Most likely, even if I was to lose the weight, I'm never going to get rid of that scar tissue. It's just something that I have to deal with. Plus, the loose skin that I'm going to have from all of the excessive weight loss. I've already lost a lot of weight. If y'all can go back through my social media and see, I've lost a ton of weight already. A lot of this is actually part of that. And so me going forward is going to be really interesting. A lot of this is actually part of that. And mind you, I'm only 17 months away from it. It doesn't seem like so me going forward is going to be really interesting because it's going to be like the hard push to get under 200 actually. And mind you, I'm only 17 months away. It doesn't seem like it's a lot. And I know for some fucking reason I can't get under 200. Even the next time I was Instagrams. Okay. And I know it's me. It's my fault. Cardio, he said cardio. What I could do is instead of having it where it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, I can actually delete that. Cardio, he said the extra cardio Monday, every day. Because we're only there, at the most, I'll push 100 pounds. Between 70 and 100 pounds. Like between 70 and 100 pounds. machines for all, and I think I'm doing amazing with that. All of the machines, especially like I said, with scar tissue and stuff like that. I know there's I think I'm doing amazing with that. Especially like I said, with scar tissue and stuff like that. I know. Now, mind you, this might be like more superficial than tissue. I guess I don't know. Now, mind you, this might be like more superficial than. I do know some people that they had to cut me off Facebook. It was at sports or mine. I do know some people that I think from Facebook, other people had kind of get their stomachs like mine. They were bodybuilders, but and they were able to kind of get their stomach back to where it was. So I've already accepted that. I'll never have my teenage body back again. I know that. And I know that from here going forward for the next 40 years, if I'm lucky, that so I've already accepted that. So I'll never have my teenage body back again. I know that. And I know that from here going forward for the next 40 years, if I'm lucky, that there's going to be a lot more changes that are going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, especially in the next 20. Time. So, 20 years. And and the repetitions. So I'll usually do a couple of sets, like 2 or 3 sets of 15. So of each one of these machines. And that takes time, right? And machines. On average, we say about an hour. So I'll usually do a couple of sets, but I really want to push that of 15 because of each one of these machines. And that takes time, right? So on average, we say about an hour. I know that I can do it because, but I really want to push that out. This is the most that I've had. Because I want to sell to me, right? You gotta accept those little small. I know that I can do it because I've done it in 6 months. This is the most that I've ever worked out for me. I haven't worked out like that since not even high school, maybe even middle school. To me, right? You gotta accept those little small successes every single time. They just passed that because that's amazing for me. I haven't worked out like that since not even high school, maybe even middle school. They just passed that bill where since I was like 10 years old. They just passed that law, by the way. Side note. From this, working it all out for parents, they just passed that bill where your 8-year-old that's gonna fuck with a lot of people. And even though there are child labor laws as of right now, so that's gonna fuck with a lot of people. They're changing laws. And even though there are child labor laws intact right now, I did share it today on my social media. And mind you, that may not. They're changing a lot of stuff. There's a lot more to it, so I suggest you look into it. Be aware of that. I did share it today on my social media. I was talking about it. And mind you, that may not be all. There's a lot more to it, so I suggest you look into it. Alright, so cardio, but I can take out these warm-up cool-downs because I'm staying. My goal is to cardio pretty much warmed up from one workout to the next workout. But I can take out these warm-up cool-downs because I'm staying. My goal is to stay pretty much warmed up from one workout to the next workout. But yeah, I'm going from one machine to the next. I don't know if that's enough. It's part of the building, your relaxation. And if I get done with my machines before so I'll just go to the treadmill or squat. But yeah, I'm going from one machine to the next. So I don't know if that's enough. That's what I'm doing. And then if I get done with my machines before Jeff does, I just go to the treadmill or squat for rest of the time that he's working out. So, alright, so cardio, as far as warm up on the treadmill, what I do is as soon as I get on the damn thing, I immediately go to 3 on the level, and then I go to 2.5 for walking. And I stay at that for 15 minutes. And then I slowly bring the angle. The three's pretty good, I think. And then I slowly bring this angle back down to 0. But I stay at the 2.5, between 2.5 and 3, as far as the pace. So, if I'm wrong in that, please let me know. But I always felt like if you were walking uphill, you were burning more calories than you were if you just walked on the flat ground. So, you're also going to muscles, which I have. Walking uphill, you're burning more calories than you were if you just walked on the flat ground. So, you're also going to muscles, which I have. So, is this thing muted again? I surely hope not. I might reverb. Hello, testing. Is this thing muted again? I surely hope not. I might reverb. Hello, testing. See, another thing is too, like I can see me on the screen, and I've gotten comfortable with what I see on the screen. But when I see me from another screen, it's like I see all the things that I didn't see. See, another thing is too, like I can see me on the screen. Does that help? And I've gotten comfortable with what I see on the screen. But when I see me from another screen, it's like, as you can see, I see all the things that I didn't see before. And right here, this area, does that help? See your side of my arm, and you don't like what you see. This is my arm right here. So if I was to just go straight down, as you can see, like my shoulder is just that, and right here, this area is just that. This right here, the inside of my arm ends. Like this is my arm right here. Okay. So if I was to just go straight down, that's my arm. All of this is just that. So yeah, I'm just imagining this right here. Like when I start to actually lose weight to a point where this is my jaw, and it's not coming back. Okay. I can continue doing it another day. So yeah, I'm just imagining what I'm gonna look like when I start to actually. I was looking back to the point where I actually stand up, and it's not coming back. I can continue doing it another day, but so I'm looking forward to it. So I was looking back at the TikToks from last year and like how much weight I had lost. Yeah, it was sick. But I was like, my face was. And I'm sure that you guys will. If you're doing it and putting the time, effort, energy, and finance, so you really want it to work. gonna want it to, but I want to do it this way, the healthy way. Best is to stay off, so I don't have to worry.
And for as long as it can.
I'm gonna try to get the most out of it. And I'm sure that you guys will want, if you're doing and putting the time and effort, energy, and finances into something, you're gonna want it to work, and you're gonna want it to be as best as it can be. So,
And for as long as it can.
I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna try to get the most out of it.
Pretty much helps. Because the rest of it kind of works into itself.
Alright, I'm gonna leave. Punches. I just want to ground this. I'm gonna leave this. Actually, I'm gonna play some cardio.
Pretty much helps.
Because you have to have some kind of reward system.
Because the rest of it kind of works into itself.
At the bottom, I'm going to play some cardio with word, because you have to have some kind of reward system. So, rest or after recovery with.
There. All this working out, reward is chocolate. So, and that'll be the only time that I drink chocolate is when I wake up. So I'll still have my sweets. I'm not giving it up completely, but it's very finite. There you go. All this working out, reward is chocolate. So, and that'll be the time that I drink chocolate.
Source limitations of a problem.
So I'll still have my sweets. I'm not giving it up completely, but it's very finite. It's being really specific about it. If you're pinpointing a certain source location,
Working Out Wednesday is not just for yourself.
you're going to want to pinpoint the solution for it.
And I want you to think international. Today is International History.
Weekly workout
And
schedule
current
is out.
And
So, Working Out
Wednesday is not just for yourself.
when you're doing things or you're
And I want you to think internationally. Today is International History and current events. And, like I said, today is
when you're doing things or you're
so I'm going to go through news.
So start with world. It's the first tab. We're going to go into the Israel-Hamas. I know it's kind of a jump. Personal workout for me too. She's a hot nut. She's a hot nut. The U.S. body plans to handle Gaza's food distribution and my aid groups oppose it. Family digs through trash for bits of food, showing Gaza's growing desperation. The Palestinian family fleeing Israel's bombs is place for 10 times. Freed from Hamas captivity, former hostage. Thousands of Israeli nationalists chant death to Arabs during annual procession. Who is Mohammed Sinwar, and Hamas leader Israel sends a kill. Who is Mohammed Sinwar, and Hamas leader Israel sends a kill. Israel may change tack to allow new aid systems in Gaza started operations, the U.S.-backed group says. Israel may change tack to allow group aid in Gaza to stay in charge of months, Palestinians say. What we know about BC shooting into Gaza, even as Israeli forces attacks on Israeli politician critiques the Gaza war toll on Palestinians and sparks an
What we know about the DC shooting,
Israeli
and 2 staff members of
strong rhetoric
Israeli embassy
Gaza,
were killed.
action so far unknown.
Israeli politician
Critiques the Gaza war toll on Palestinians and sparks an outcry. XIV from Israeli allies unleashed strong rhetoric over Gaza, but action so far unknown.
Pope Leo, the new guy from Chicago.
Pope Leo calls for aid to reach Gaza and end hostilities in his first week. XIV 2 of the last functioning hospitals in northern Gaza are encircled by Israeli forces, staff say.
So,
Rubio defends Trump's
something.
foreign
Pope Leo.
policy. Democrats press him on Gaza
Chicago.
aid. He calls for aid to reach Gaza and an end to hostilities in his first week.
Hey.
What's wrong?
Well, this works is because we've been doing. When you had that spewing over the water on the floor of the water, did you have it unvaulted blankets? Well, that's where it's causing the problem. That's where it's causing the problem. I got
Maybe just put on regular.
casual. Yeah, we're gonna do it very.
Maybe just put on regularly.
Yeah, we're gonna do it
I
very.
do laundry every single day.
We either have to do that.
I do laundry every single day.
I know we're saying you can't start. We either have to do that or we have to find another place to live. We're saying you can't handle the overload that's spiritual. And I never knew the overload. That's what I'm noticing. An overload that's where it's wrong to the worst. It's got polywalk and that thing you got there with the container for the water. It's got polywalk to the little frogs and everything. So.
Okay. It's probably because I left it open.
Russia-Ukraine war.
It's all spring and everything. So.
Photos of Ukrainian civilians buried in aftermath of strikes. Underscores the mountains of Ukrainian families. Zelensky and Berlin seeking more support for Ukraine defense as Russian attacks intensify. Germany MERS offers to help Ukraine develop long-range missiles to hit Russia. Russia seizes Ukrainian border villages as its coverage of the war. Ukraine says Russia launched its biggest drone attack yet as part of an campaign. Just remember, just because it's not happening in your backyard doesn't mean you're help now. You're anticipating. AP photos: Russia hits Ukraine with largest drone missile. Russia-Ukraine prisoner swap amounts to rare moment of cooperation. Russia-Ukraine prisoner swap amounts to rare moment of hours of cooperation. Major aerial. Russia-Ukraine complete prisoner swap hours. Kyiv becomes under large-scale Russian drone aerial attack. Kyiv becomes under large-scale Russian drone and Russia and Ukraine swap 100 more prisoners in another attack as of May 20th. Russia and Ukraine swap hundreds of prisoners in the first phase. Russia and Ukraine swap 100 more prisoners in another attack. I know new direct Russia-Ukraine peace talks are scheduled. In China. Czech Republic accused malicious cyber campaign against its own ministry. Car makers Stellantis names a new CEO within Ukraine. European companies cut costs while investments in China as its economy slows. The search continues for 6 people missing in an explosion in China. In fact, the next as of 2 hours ago, yesterday, it said at least 19 are injured after a chemical plant explosion in China. ASEAN Open Summit with Gulf
received scores of donations from problematic donors. Trump wants an investigation of Democrats' fundraising in his own campaign issues. S&P 500 rallies 2% as Wall Street's roller coaster ride whips back upward. Volvo cars cutting 3,000 jobs costs. Going back into the conversation of America is going to be a industrial era. It's going to be dark factories with not humans. So, Guam governor visits Taiwan. U.S. territory could play a key role in China invasion scenario. Southeast Asian nations want to discuss tariffs with a unified bloc, Malaysia PM says. European gain after Trump pushes back planned 50% tariffs on EU. Pope prays for Chinese Catholics to be in communion with Roman Catholics on foreign issues. Indonesian president and Chinese premier meet to discuss expanding trade during U.S. war. I said that wrong. I said it right. Defense Secretary Higgs by the devil by leaks ordered more restrictions at Pentagon on press at Harvard has long been the world's top college. Trump sanctions put your at risk. And Apple has a few incentives to start making iPhones. His business is legal. Latin America. A journalist was killed while writing a book on the Amazon, and here's how he's completed his work. It's Don Phillips, How to Save the Amazon. A new coalition challenges Suriname's president after persecution. Peruvian farmers' decade-long climate battle against RWE ends in court. Brazilian nuns go viral for beatboxing on Catholic TV. I don't doubt that. Sao Paulo moves area known as Crackland as residents scatter and cry foul against police. Lawsuits aims to hold fossil fuel companies responsible for climate change. And here's some. World's nation to gather in France to tackle what UN says as a global emergency. And unfortunately, SpaceX launched another Starship rocket after back-to-back explosions, so it tumbled out of control. Brazilian prosecutors sue China's over allegations of slave-like labor conditions. Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi team up to launch a soccer club in Uruguay. Mexico's Del Toro just barely maintained Bureau lead after Caracas 16th stage after Caracas. Gatland takes up advisory position in Uruguay in first rugby world since Morales. Argentina's president Javier Milei to receive $1 million Genesis Prize in Israel. New Brazil coach Ancelotti down Neymar and predicts a better Vinicius Jr. Casemiro returns in Ancelotti's first Brazil squad for World Cup qualifiers. Most of the names and stuff like that are presidents and world leaders and things like that. I can't pronounce your name. You can't pronounce my name. It's the first name. Anyway, live updates from starts aid operations as a Israeli strike found region. Cuban exiles were shielded from deportation and now tracking down. May 26. Election Watch, NOEM urges polls to elect Trump ally as CPAC candidates first meeting presidential runoff conclusion. His waterfront plan, which is record fine over sewage and buildings. Edmonds recommends these. Asia. France's Macron presses ahead in his South Asia talks. France's Macron presses ahead in his South Asia talks in Indonesia. U.S. Senator Duck, Southeast Asia, illicit methamphetamine trade is at a record high. U.S. Senator Duckworth visits Taiwan to discuss regional security trade. Supporters of Bangladesh's ex-premier Khalida Zia in Africa. Namibia holds its first genocide remembrance day to mark killings in colonial ruler Germany. A migrant boat capsizes upon arrival at Spain's Canary Islands. Trump administration and Supreme Court Trump administrations to South Sudan. South Africa denies trying to bend rules to give Starlink preferential treatment. U.S. aid kept many hungry Somali children alive. Now that money is disappearing. In new U.S. news, manhunt launched for ex-police chief known as the Devil in the Ozarks. Harvard agrees to relinquish his escape from slaves, ending a long legal battle. Harvard agrees to relinquish all photos of slaves, ending a long legal release of migrant children to their families. 217 days and counting. Trump's ruling after Indian family afford the release of migrant children to their families. Men face prison for human smuggling after an Indian family of 4 died on the United States-Canada border. A little bit of farm and a little bit of suburbia, that's the recipe for agritopia. I don't know if y'all heard about after getting mapped by a waterway, not in development. I don't know if it's not just yet, but it's to bypass the trade path happening in the US, that's happening. It's to get kind of like Panama Canal, but think more city of the future, but one long city of the future. Okay, think of the interstate as a waterway, and there's smart cities all along this waterway. What was a desert. Okay. And it's going to be for like the large ships too. It's going to be for like there may be separate sections kind of how the interstate is laid out. There may be separate sections kind of like how the interstate is, but bigger boats, I don't know. But yeah, so the smart, so kind of think of like You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So the smart kind of think of like that, and it's where's the bush? Like that road. You know what I'm talking about? And it's, come on. What is it? Dubai. That's it. I couldn't think of the name. Let's see. No, it's lost. Washington. Yeah. So, all right. So the main road that goes. I don't know what the name of the road is. There's like this main like I don't even know how to explain this. Huge roadways right in front of the Burj Khalifa, and it's kind of like that all the way across Africa. maybe they have talked about it, or maybe I'm just losing my fucking mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about something that hasn't happened yet. I don't know. Is there going to be a waterway? Maybe they have talked about it in half, or maybe I'm just losing my fucking mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about something that hasn't happened yet. Is there going to be a waterway cutting Africa in half? Okay, maybe it's not a waterway. It said something about Africa splitting in half. I thought it was a waterway. Okay, maybe it's not a waterway. There's water going in between it. Okay, it said something about Africa splitting in half. Hear me out. I thought it was a waterway. Y'all hear me? Oh, there's water going in between it. So the area that they're showing. Hear me out. Is not what I was. Maybe I'm that it was going to be. Aware of something they're showing from like. Not the Horn of Africa, but the other side. Y'all hear me, right? Up where the war is happening. So supposed to be a split across the area that they're showing. This is showing is not down the side of it. What I was thinking that it was going to be. They're showing from like not the Horn of Africa, but the other side up where like that war is happening. Like it was supposed to be a split across. This is showing me it's going down the side of it. That's not. Africa is slowly being split apart by the East African Rift System, EARS. This geological feature is causing two massive sections of land in Kenya to gradually pull apart with a new ocean emerging between them. Let's see what images are this. Africa is slowly being split apart by the East African Rift System, EARS. This geological feature is causing two massive sections of land in Kenya to gradually pull apart with a new ocean. I'm talking about the area that split is happening, but let's see, crossing it, like going across it, like T-bone. It's okay. Like from it's kind of the area that I was talking about, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the area that split is happening, but crossing it, like going across it. So the split that's happening in Africa right now, like from is number 8, and it's by Lake Victoria. All right. So what I saw was a waterway being built in Africa, like the Panama Canal. All right. So going across the split that's happening in Africa right now, like let's say is number 8, and it's by Lake Victoria. Like Lake Victoria. What I saw was a waterway being going built across the Congo River in Africa area, like the Panama Canal, but going across it from like let's say like a shortcut around the country, like Lake Victoria to where's it? Like going across the Congo River, like that area. There's a split that's happening. They're going to put waterway in Lake Victoria, and it's going to be like a lake, like a shortcut around the country. Somewhere in there, cutting it across. So between Lake Turkana and Lake Victoria, and let's see. I speak French. Okay, from kind of like a little bit below, kind of like between a little bit below the Horn of Africa, Victoria, and between Lake. Really, actually, where Lake Victoria and the Horn of Africa, it's just going to cut right across there. Really, actually, where Lake Victoria is, it's going to be a big ship. It's just going to cut right across there. Shortcut. Instead of going all the way down through Africa. Instead of going all the way down through South America, around. Shortcut. The Panama Canal. Instead of going all the way down through Africa. Instead of the ships going all the way down. Instead of going all the way down through South America. Through a war area. Around. We made the Panama Canal, and they're going to make it so instead of the ships going all the way down and around Africa, like or up through a war area, a water highway pathway, so to speak, and they're going to make it smart cities and like a water highway, so to speak. Lake Chad River Basin. It's kind of like through there. Lake Chad River Basin. Yeah, they're gonna cut you from here. Congo River Basin. It's kind of like through there. And remember, most of these changes that are happening for the future is not for people. It's for the money. I don't know what this is, but maybe it is some kind of agriculture happening. It's going to end up happening. See a penny, pick it up. See a penny, pick it up. In the future, you're probably not seen as often. They are no longer printing. Once this blank set is done, they will no longer be the same. So every penny you see is a collector because they will be a thing of the past. They are already a thing of the past. They've already stated. They're not printing pennies anymore. So now pennies are a part of history. Why don't you take a moment to think about that? Pennies are now a part of our history. U.S. and EUR in a showdown over trade. U.S. and EUR in a showdown over trade planning what Trump wants to do and what Europe can offer. Ancient DNA reveals a new group of people who live in the land bridge between the Americas. Ancient DNA reveals a new group of people who live near a land bridge. You're not planning a wedding anytime soon, kids, or at least getting anything from overseas because those tariffs are really causing
Netflix
on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to watch that blanket. We had issue with commercial issues. We had issue with commercial issues. Got it up and phone everything there, so I tried draining. I tried snaking it. Nothing came out of it. Nothing. I tried draining. I tried snaking it. Nothing came out of it. Nothing went down. And the only saying with the small was going down, which is great. And the only saying with the small was going down, which is great. So it's like as night falls, skip frames to take it in the last 2 minutes. So, as night falls, rise to the challenge. And the enemy is back. Alright, so skip frames to take it in the last 2 minutes. Alright, so we went through international news, working on Wednesday, working it out, neighbors, your friends, your family, your kids, your partners, your work, coworkers. Alright, so we went through international news, working on Wednesday, working it out, neighbors. So welcome. Immigration manhunt launches for execution. So in America, 217 counting. Albania. Anti-Islam robbers as attempt /migrations. Trump administration asks Supreme Court to Trump administration under all judges order under Congressman Ivey expresses his anger failing to meet with the president of the a shootout near migrant camp Bosnia was 6 million days. Cuban exiles were shielded from repatriation of his tax. The federal judge orders the Trump administration to return Guatemalan to Mexico, United States. Trump administration releases people to shelters that threaten to prosecute for 8 nights. At least 7 Sudanese migrants found dead stranded in the Libyan desert. Georgetown scholar reports terror and monitoring process due process immigration jail. Look at the deportees on a plane that headed to the United States, South Sudan from the United States. And 9 EU countries want a new interpretation. And 9 EU countries want a new interpretation in education. Harvard researchers smuggling frog embryos was unlawfully detained by ICE. Michigan court ends effort to sue Oxford school staff over 2021 mass shooting. Harvard agrees to relinquish early photos of slaves ending a long legal battle. Top young scholars compete in 100th Scripps National Spelling Bee. Scripps National Spelling Bee. U.S. stops scheduling visa interviews for foreign students while it expands. U.S. stops scheduling visa interviews for foreign students while it expands social media vetting. Judge dismisses lawsuit. Challenging literacy. Balanced literacy. Approaching to teaching reading to win the Scripps National Spelling Bee for geography. Contenders must also master University of Michigan president gets initial approval to leave University of Michigan president California opens track and field finals to more girls after success. Texas parents, school boards may have more control over school library books or House of Bills. Trump administration moves to cut $100 million in federal contracts. Tree falls during college commencement ceremony in California. Injuring Powell defends reserve in Princeton speech amid onslaught of attacks from Trump. And scientists have lost their jobs or grant cuts. Foreign universities want to hire in the United States cuts. Foreign universities want to hire the 10 Commandments in classrooms after a key vote. Texas's first class graduating the 10 Commandments in classrooms after a key vote. Palace. First class graduates from America. First class graduates from American University of Baghdad. Saddam Hussein's palace is now American University of Baghdad graduated from the first graduates just graduated from there. Only 900 speakers of the Sano language remain. Now Cyprus Maronite are mounting a comeback. Religious exemptions for school vaccines. And groups over West Virginia governors. Harvard has been religious exemptions for school vaccines. College, but Trump's sanctions put its award at risk. Harvard has long been a world's top college, but Trump's sanctions put its award at risk. Federal judge blocks Trump. Belgian princess left in doubt about her Harvard future following Trump's foreign student ban. Trump administration sends Colombia violated civil rights of students. China criticizes U.S. ban on Harvard's international NCAA Division I softball. And abortion. Abortions canceled again in Missouri from ruling from Planned Parenthood affiliate plans to close 4 clinics in Iowa and Minnesota. Reproductive rights advocates sue Arizona over laws regulating abortion. Judge vacates federal rules requiring employers to provide accommodations for abortions. A Texas bill to clarify to the exemptions to the state's abortion ban clears a key hurdle after a rocky path. Her miscarriage shows a limit to California's abortion protections and live matters. Judge who's previously fought for abortion rights wants to join Wisconsin Supreme Court. Kansas group fights campaign donor law and sees as a response to its success. Case of brain dead pregnant woman kept life support in Georgia raises tricky questions. Florida appeal strikes down law letting minors get an abortion without consent. Hospital tells family brain dead Georgia woman must carry fetus to Imagine. Second. Your brain dead. Your brain. So I'm gonna read this because I want you to hear what this is. In Atlanta, Florida, United States, as of May 16, 2024. Pregnant woman in Georgia who is declared brain dead after medical emergency has been on life support to let the fetus grow enough that the hospital told them was required. And her family says that the hospital anti-abortion told them was required. Her due date still more than 3 months away. It could be one of the longest pregnancies. Her family is very upset that Georgia's law restricts abortions once detected doesn't allow relatives to have a say in whether a pregnant woman. Georgia's so-called heartbeat law is among the restrictive abortion statutes that have been put in place in many conservative states since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old mother and was declared brain dead, meaning that she is dead. Legally, this woman is dead. Dead. In February. Her mother, April moved into TV station WX. Newkirk said that her daughter had intense headaches 3 months ago and went to Atlanta's Northside Hospital where she received medication. The next morning, her boyfriend woke her husband for air and called an gas monitor. Emory University Hospital determination and was declared brain dead. Newkirk said Smith is now 21 weeks pregnant, removing breathing tubes and other life-saving devices would likely kill the fetus. Northside did not respond Thursday. Emory Healthcare said it could not comment on individual privacy, but released a statement saying it uses consensus from clinical experts and legal to support our providers as they make individualized recommendations in compliance with Georgia's and all other laws. Our top priorities can be the safety and well-being of the patient. Smith's Emory doctors have told them they're not to remove the devices that are keeping state law bans abortion after protected. Generally of 6 weeks and safe. The law was adopted in 2019, but not enforced after Roe versus Wade was overturned in the 2002 Women's Health Organization, opening the doors to state abortion license. 12 states are enforcing bans on abortion at all stages of pregnancy. Three others have bans like Georgia's that kick in about 6 weeks. Georgia's ban includes an exemption if an abortion is necessary to maintain a woman's life. Those questions, including a major Texas Supreme Court ruling last cases. Smith's family, including her 5-year-old son, still visit her in hospitalizations. Newkirk told Smith's family and doctors told the family that the fetus has food on the brain and that they're concerned about his health. She's pregnant with my grandson. I may not be able to walk, may not survive my son. She said, has not said that Smith removed has the right to make decisions. I highly suggest y'all get into your living will, your who you want to take care of if something happens to you. Do you not want to be resuscitated? Do you want to be on life support with an opportunity to come back out of the coma maybe 20 years from now? For a few minutes? Can I go back in? Or stay away from the phone? I feel like life and death is a fine line. I feel like life and death is a fine line. Is when you have such a lot on the mind because it's making a decision between the two. Is when you have such a lot on the mind because it's when you have had no choice. And I have to live with that the rest of my life. But it was my choice. I've had an abortion. And I will have to live with that the rest of my life. But I was also blessed. It was my choice. And the rest of my life. But I was also blessed with 3 children. I understand that there's certain circumstances. What if it was you? What if it was you that had to make those decisions? I understand that there's certain circumstances. I want you to really think about that. Because at some point in your life, that topic, what if it was you? What if it was you that had to make those decisions? And sometimes if it doesn't really in your head, I want you to really think about that. Because at some point in your life, that topic may come up in your memory. Your life is a life. World War II bomber crash left a lot of people dead and a lot of people coming home. What we know about the San Diego plane crash and the 6 on board people. A lot of plane crashes out there. Runway lights won't work. Again, foggy San Diego airfield before the crash. Dave Shapiro, groundbreaking music executive, dies in San Diego. An EP photo, jet crash. Sunday. Strike right New Jersey train organizes some 9,000 kilometers in rush. California opens track of miles, smooth falls, trans success. An uneasy climate dispersed pride groups that converge on obesity with differing interests but common goals. Work requirements could transform Medicaid and food aid. Medicaid and food aid under U.S. budget bill. Going back into that one bill that they just passed about anyone over the age of 8 years old is now no longer a dependent. That also includes if you receive food stamps, Medicaid, any other kind of government assistance that no longer qualifies any child over the age of 8 years old. So just you might want to look into that. You might want to find out all the details because I don't know all the details. But that's what my understanding is. Outlawed icon Bambi on trans survival fame J.K. Rowling. Outlawed icon Bambi on trans survival fame J.K. Rowling in the memorial to LGBTQ plus victims of Nazi regime and other persecution. Harrison memorial to tens of thousands join rival rally Warsaw's women's presidential runoff mirrors. World Pride comes to Washington in the shadow of administration. 2016. Major social media platforms fail to protect LGBTQ users. Advocacy group GLAAD. Civil Rights Agency moves to fire judge fighting Trump. A 2012 video shows comments from a new pope. That will disappoint. Salt Lake City and Boise make pride flags official city emblems, skirting flag ban. Salt Lake City and Boise make pride flags official city emblems, skirting transgender athletes and girls sports, but bill faces as a mess. That's Juan Ramon Veron, who scored at Old Trafford for Argentina's S81. Rick Derringer, who had a hit with Hang On Sloopy and produced South African actor Presley dies at 77. South African actor Presley, who starred in Oscar-winning film Silksy, dies at 40. Former U.S. Representative Charles, who starred in Oscar-winning film Silksy, years representing me, dies at 40. 26. Former U.S. Representative, cultural icon Charles Rangel, who spent nearly 50 years representing New York. Marcel Office, the Oscar-winning filmmaker who Duck Dynasty patriarch and conservative cultural icon Phil Robertson died. Horse trainer yesterday. Christophe Clement, as a 51 eye cancer. Office, the Oscar-winning filmmaker Susan Brown Miller, author of the France Mark's book on sexual assault against her will, dies at 90. Horse trainer Christophe Clement, as a 59 eye cancer. Official score Susan Brown Miller, author of the Shapiro groundbreaking on sexual assault against her will, dies at 90. That's crazy. Orioles press box namesake Jim Henneman, and longtime official scorer and beat writer, dies at 89. Jerry Connolly, a Democratic congressman. Again, Dave Shapiro, groundbreaking music executive, dies in San Diego plane crash at 42. George Wendt, who played beloved barfly Norm on Cheers and found another Colts owner Jim Irsay, remembered for love of football, commitment to music, and animal welfare. Jerry Connolly, a Democratic congressman and fixture of Virginia politics, dies at 5. Wendt, who played beloved barfly Norm on Cheers and found another home on stage, died at 76. Family. who raced in the first Iditarod. This is awarded May 13th. Dan Seeley, patriarch of Alaska's Unschooling family, who raced in the first Iditarod. German Holocaust survivor Margot Friedlander died at the age of 103 on May 9th. German Holocaust survivor Margot Friedlander died at the age of 103 on May 9th. Sobel, the singer-songwriter known for I Kissed a Girl, has died in a fire on May 2nd. Drag performer Julie Caliente from RuPaul's Drag Race franchise dies at 44 after hospitalization. Virginia Giuffre, who accused Britain's Prince Andrew in Epstein sex trafficking scandal, died April 26th. Walter Frankenstein, who survived the Holocaust by hiding in Berlin, dies on April 22nd. As of April 22nd. Venezuelan Pope Francis passed away and has now been released. I hope that y'all have a wonderful day, and like I said, as soon as I can get ink, or this time of year. So, as I said, we did work it out Wednesday, International History Program. Y'all already know about June because we will talk about it, and the bid rolls and stuff like that. We're still set at yesterday because I have so. However, eBay mostly sells as of this morning. Etsy mostly was this morning, and Amazon rates. And like I said, well, today was supposed to be wash day. Well, today was supposed to be wash day, but that's not going to happen. So,
How much more you got?